feel like I should show you the makeup a little for a quick moment, because I never do this for this channel. There's the pink and there's the green. I just have to tilt my head upward for you to see the pink. So, in honor of Wicked and seeing it for the first time, I decided that I would analyze the soundtrack, all of the big songs that we all know and love from this musical, and break down what I hear both of these amazing singers. So without further ado, this one is about No One Mourns the Wicked. Let's get into it. Just so you know, I'm going to be doing a few spoilers here and there to break down the song. This is how they started off the entire movie musically. You hear it starting in an A minor key, which is to start off the mood of which character this story is going to be about. It's smart. And then to emphasize the intensity even more, they just do that sound of the brass instruments. Just so you know as well, I'm going to be breaking down the instrumental parts, not just the vocals. If I can, if I have something to say about it, I will stop and say it. Excuse me for that. I know it's a little graphic. So we're going from wicked to exciting and adventurous.
Good news! The witch! She's dead!
And there it is.
Come out! She's gone!
She's dead. The witch of the west is dead. The wickedest witch there ever was. The enemy of all of us here in Oz is dead.
So breaking down this part of the vocals, it's not only a massive amount of people, but a massive amount of instruments that came into play for setting up the grandness of this movie. In a normal musical theater setting, you have, say, like, I don't know, 15 to 25 instruments set up for the orchestration, and then I'd like to say half as many munchkins as you would see in this scene for background singers. You know what? I'm gonna try to not pause it as much because I can sort of say all this while it's still going.
Look! It's Glinda!
Let us speak loud. Let us be grateful. Let us rejoicify that goodness could subdue the wicked workings of you know. Isn't it nice to know that good will conquer evil? The truth we all believe by and by.
No one mourns the wicked.
Before we move on, for anyone who doesn't know, who hasn't seen the movie, who hasn't heard a single thing about how this came into play, who hasn't seen any of the constant promotion of the interviews, this is Ariana Grande. She's playing Glinda in the movie. She went from her contemporary R&B self to now operatic, more classical training. I wouldn't say full opera. Tone-wise, she doesn't have that kind of voice, but she could do very well in a more traditional musical if she wanted to. I just find it so beautiful the way she did this. The fact that she took on this classical untapped territory and vocal capability to be able to not only do this role, but also for the sake of her own vocal health. She even said in an interview it translates into vocal health for any other genre you want to tackle. Not only did she learn it beautifully well through the constant spinning of the vibrato and the lengthy phrases that she's tackling so well, but also doing it in a way that feels natural for her. It's not fully operatic, it's just classical training used in a musical theater sense, and that is perfectly appropriate for this movie.
No one cries, they won't return. No one lays a lily on their grave.
The good man scorns the wicked.
Through their lives, our children learn what we miss when we misbehave.
And goodness knows the wicked's lives are lonely. Goodness knows the wicked die alone. It just shows when you're wicked, you're left only on your own.
I'm just feeling
Miss Glinda! Why does wickedness happen?
That's a good question. Are people born wicked, or do they have wickedness thrust upon them? After all, the Wicked Witch had a childhood. She had a father, who, by the way, had been appointed governor of Munchkinland.
I'm off to the assembly, dear.
And she had a mother, as so many do.
How I hate to go and leave you lonely.
That's all right, it's only just one night.
But know that you're here in my heart while I'm out of your sight.
nice mixed placement, super heady.
And like every family, they had their secrets.
I saw this. It wasn't great.
I've got one more night left here in town, so have another drink of green elixir, and we'll have ourselves a little mixer. Have another little swallow, little lady, and follow me down.
And one thing led to another, as it so often does. But from the moment the witch was born, she was, well, different.
It's coming. As far as acting goes for Ariana so far, she's obviously, if you know her at all, had a lot of influence from Kristen Chenoweth's performances for Glinda. She's much bubblier, much lighter in placement, not just here, but she's also doing the same exact thing in real life. If you listen to her latest interviews, for example, with First We Feast, or even when she's sitting next to Cynthia Erivo about Wicked press interviews, her voice is much, much lighter than she's used it in the past. That's not to say it hasn't been like before, but as she matured, I'd like to say within years of 2019 to 21, her voice was so much deeper than how it started off. And even then, when she was younger, it would still sound like a normal person speaking in their chest voice. And here, she is still using chest voice, but it's a much lighter placement of the voice, an intentional one that I heard she drew from this experience trying to be Glinda, speaking voice-wise, to preserve her voice. That's all I'm going to say on it. I hope I didn't ramble too much, but just wanted to point it out there.
Now! The baby's coming! Oh, and how? I see a nose! I see a curl! It's a healthy, perfect, lovely little... Oh, sweetheart!
Oh, wow.
How can it be? What does it mean? It's uncanny! It's obscene! Like a froggy, ferny cabbage, the baby is unnaturally... green. Take it away. Take it
I didn't know they
away!
included all of this.
And so, it couldn't have been easy.
I completely forgot about that part, and it was the best part ever. It's so useful for her to have whistle tone, like she covered Emotions from Mariah Carey back in 2012. For her to use it in this, in a classical setting, it's so good. It's... She's definitely a color to her soprano, just like Kristen Chenoweth. But yeah, this was my reaction to No One Mourns the Wicked. This was my vocal and musical analysis breakdown of it. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe for more of my reactions to the soundtrack. This is just the first. If you want to see the rest of them, if it's much later than the release date at least of this one, then make sure to go check out my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye.